Today's episode of Quick Sidebar is sponsored by Project Meta. Project Meta is a small clothing company out of Fort Collins, Colorado, with the mission to sell the most comfortable clothing for gamers at an affordable cost, made by eco and worker-friendly suppliers. So, whether you're binging your favorite TV show or breaking in the newest Call of Duty, Project Meta offers slick designs that'll keep you looking cool and feeling fresh during your long sessions of binging and gaming. Check out Project Meta at projectmetaonline.wixsite.com/projectmeta or find their link in the description below. Plus, if you enter coupon code SIDEBAR, also in the description, you can get 10% off your purchase. Using this coupon code will help Quick Sidebar continue to grow and create content for you. So thank you. Now, time to learn about some conspiracy theories. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to Quick Sidebar, where we talk about anything and everything and get distracted often. My name is Bradley, and I am here with
Dan.
And Jake.
And today,
Anticipation.
we are talking about conspiracy theories.
Dun, dun.
What?
What?
I feel like that's
I know.
what people do with conspiracy theories.
Oh, I thought that was a year in town
What?
callback.
Dan, I know Dan's been waiting for this episode for a long time.
Since we started, literally, this is one of my
I'm pretty
first
sure this was
ideas.
one of your first ideas, and we were like, nah.
I like
Yeah, we
conspiracy
hated
theories,
it, and then we felt, okay, we gotta give them
All right,
something.
yep.
So here we are.
So this is your one
I'm-
thing, Dan.
I'm
After
excited.
this,
This is all I get?
it's me and Jake running this whole thing again.
Back to the good old days. Yeah, so I mean, do we want to preface what kind of conspiracy theories we're talking about?
Yeah, why don't we start? Oh, I guess. Am I the only one who has one?
I think you, because yours is so big, yeah, you're the only one that
Okay.
has one.
Yeah,
I think me and Jake
okay.
have smaller, little more bite-sized ones that aren't going
Right.
to take as much time.
Okay.
But we're not talking about anything that involves death or any serious conspiracy theories
Yeah, nothing too political.
shootings or
Yeah,
9/11s, none of that kind of
If
stuff.
there's anything political, it comes from a place of absurdity, but not genuine
Yeah, because
Right.
I do have some quote political stuff, but it's all crazy.
Me too.
theory.
Yeah,
so it's not so nothing, and we don't believe any of these things. We just want to preface that. We just think they're funny and think they're fun to talk about.
And we want to share with you what some people think is true.
What?
And
Some people do believe is to the death will believe their little theories. So.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So why don't we start with Dan? Because
Okay.
this is kind of his
I'm
thing.
the special guest. Oh! You have the little crowd, the kid
Yeah, this is
children
your last episode.
Wow, yeah, I'll be bowing out after
Oh, we're
this.
telling you now.
And just
on air.
on
Yeah.
all the shirts
Live.
and stickers, there's a big X over my head. It's just it's still there.
It's like when Mike and Ike's did that promo where Ike was no longer a part of it, so they in all
and they
their
would
boxes
sell
they
it.
were just Mike's.
And then Ike's did the
Yeah.
same thing where they got. I'm
Yeah.
that's funny. We should save that for later. Good marketing idea, Jake.
Yeah.
For years from now, we can all get mad.
At one point, we'll just be quick, and then
I'll be
we'll just-
side. No, you be quick. I'll be side. You can be bar or something.
Bar,
And we'll just
great.
have our individual, and we'll still podcast together. But have our anyway. Sorry, this is all for production.
We'll
meetings.
each make one episode where it's just us.
That'd be kind of fucking hilarious.
Anyway,
actually.
sorry.
Anyway,
we'll do that on a day where one of us is on vacation, and it's just hey, I can't make it today. Yeah, I'll just cover it myself. It was the worst hour of my life.
I'm gonna start with one that's a little more fun. I guess it's not as serious. I mean, they're not really none of them are serious. They're all stupid. But anyway, this one is about Paul McCartney. Have you guys heard that he quote unquote died in 1966?
I have heard that.
And the Abbey Road was because that's why he had no shoes on. Because when they bury people in England, they don't have shoes for whatever reason. That's why he's barefoot in the Abbey Road cover. Because they're his
Interesting.
dead body came up and walking. They told people that he died. That was a thing. Let's see. Here we go. So I'm just going to read from the wiki page. I'm not going to lie to you fine folks out there. I'm just going to be straight with you. Paul is Dead is an urban legend and conspiracy theory alleging that Paul McCartney of the English rock band The Beatles. You guys ever heard of them? Some of the Beatles? I don't know. Anyway.
You mean the Bug?
I don't know. Small rock band in the 60s.
Oh, it's a band.
Yeah, they were moderately popular.
The one
I
from
think.
Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're from Ireland or Scotland.
I heard Germany.
Russia, right? Anyway. And so Paul McCartney, one of the main guys of the Beatles, probably one of the most recognizable guys next to John Lennon, died in a car accident in 1966 and was secretly replaced by a look-alike.
And a sound-alike.
Let me see here. American college students in 1969 published articles claiming that clues to McCartney's death could be found among lyrics and artworks. And my dad was a big Beatles fan back in the day, and the Abbey Road cover album, I guess if you shined a light through the inside of it, there was like a line. It was something. It was a picture of Paul McCartney somewhere where if you put a light behind it, it had like a line over his neck. If you shined a light, so it was like implying that he lost his head. And crazy shit, yeah. And that's why he's barefoot in the cover of Abbey Road. You see right here references, yeah, right there. The cover of Abbey Road is like when people really look at it. That's good. The beginnings. Let's see. It said it was killed in a traffic accident. Rumor is that he died and he was replaced by a lookalike. Let me find the guy's name that they said. So supposedly there was a guy who was in England or Liverpool, and he always looked like Paul McCartney and was kind of like one of those doppelgangers. And then once Paul, quote unquote, died as like a publicity thing, that guy just kind of vanished supposedly, and no one knew what happened to him. So people think that Paul McCartney died and that he stepped in and became Paul McCartney full time. So I mean,
what would be the point of adding all that stuff to the album cover, though?
Well, here's what I think. I think the conspiracy is real in the sense that they said that he died and that it was a marketing ploy. It was like because back in the 60s, you could say like, oh, the celebrity's dead, and people were like,
right, yeah.
And it was okay more to do weird offhand shit like that. So I think it was just to get people to buy the album, because if I can, so say it was
that's true.
If we all cared about the Beatles, it was the 60s, and we're all big Beatles fans. I come in and say, hey, Paul's dead, and look, if you take the album and you shine a light through and you read the lyrics, and you all go out and buy your own album because you want to look at it. And
right.
And I remember my dad telling me stories about how people, they would also say that if they right here. The article just rumor circulated that "Turn Me on Dead Man" when it was interpreted as "Turn Me on Dead Man" was words that were in Revolution 9 from the White Album if you play it backwards. So people were fucking up their turntables to make them go in reverse so they could play songs backwards, so they could hear the words of like this. So people were like ruining their shit
what
to like
the fuck?
piece this conspiracy theory together. Yeah, so I don't know. There's really not a whole lot more to that other than that. If you want to look more into that, that's something. I want to kind of keep this one a little quick, because the Beatles are old and half of them are dead, right? Or all of them are dead, but Paul McCartney, all right? Is he the last Beatle?
Ringo dead?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Not Ringo Starr. Yeah. So I mean, I didn't really look much more into that because I don't really care all that much about the Beatles. But I think it's kind of fun that I just think it's interesting that marketing campaigns like that have always been kind of like the nowadays it'd be more like when rappers have a feud and they like rap. They don't have
right.
a fucking
No,
feud.
yeah.
Come on.
They post like diss tracks or whatever.
Like Eminem and Mariah Carey when they were at it like 10 years ago.
Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly right now. Like,
yeah, and it's like that's all because when they release a song, but no one really buys music now. They just listen to it on Spotify and YouTube. So it's like, well,
yeah.
I don't get the point as much now. But back then I could see, I mean, think about it. You all go buy your Beatles, and every album that came out after that you definitely get because you wanted to see what clue about dead Paul. So Paul McCartney's dead, folks, and he's been replaced by a doppelganger.
Raul.
The guy has a name
spelled like Paul, but with an R, but it's pronounced.
There's a
Raul.
lot more about this than I was anticipating there being, but Paul McCartney's dead. Okay. Heard it here first, folks. Paul McCartney's fake. Oh, it's still me? Mm-hmm. Oh, you want me to go to my next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we each get like a section.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah. Well, the next one I thought was kind of fun. The chemtrail conspiracy theory. Dun dun. I do that for you just to see. And you're getting more like warmed up to it, which is nice fun to do.
I just have to accept that you're going to do it.
Well, I'm not going to do it if you like it. I only do it to make you upset. So the chemtrail conspiracy theory, if you're not already familiar, is based on the idea. So you guys have seen like commercial airliners that fly, or even like military jets, which we don't get a lot up here in the fort, but the fort.
Isn't that ironic? We are a fort. We are a military fort.
We used to be a million years ago.
Million years ago.
Colonel Collins, I think, was his name. God, that's why it's Fort Collins. We're not a fort anymore.
Earth wasn't even around a million years ago. That's not true. 4-point-something.
Did you guys hear about there's like a meteorite that just hit the Earth that's older than the Earth they just found. You guys it's like this big.
That's cool.
It's older than planet Earth.
Damn.
4.8 billion.
4.8. Wow.
Oh, actually, that's the. Yeah.
We're almost at 5.
Like
you think we'll see it? You think we'll see 5 billion?
What kind of celebration?
You think we'll live 200 million years?
Probably.
Okay, cool.
Maybe.
Cool.
Actually, maybe. You never know. If we can upload our brains into computers, possibly. But it won't be us. It'll be a copy. Anyway, that's a whole nother episode right there.
It's a whole other conspiracy.
AIs. So
I'm conspiracy. That real.
That's not a conspiracy. That's a real theory. Anyway, you guys have seen when you see like commercial airliners or jets, there's always like that white cloud emerging from the plane's engines,
Right.
And sometimes from the tail. Now, realistically, all that is it's condensation coming from the heat of the engine when it hits the air and it turns to water vapor and all that. But people think, well, I'll find. I'm sure there's an actual definition.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's water.
Is that the conspiracy? No.
No, and I know that's because my mom's a flight attendant, so she works on airplanes. So that's literally what it's just water vapor when the air. It's just it's just heating up water and it's vapor basically. Condensation trails are chemtrails consisting of chemical or biological agents left in the sky by high-flying aircraft sprayed for nefarious purposes disclosed to the general public. Believers in this conspiracy theory say that while normal contrails dissipate relatively quickly, contrails that linger must contain additional substances. And that's true. I mean, sometimes you do see them floating way after a plane's like they're just there.
Right.
And again, we don't have as much commercial airliners flying over Fort Collins, but when I grew up down in Aurora, I mean, we're right near DIA, which we'll get to. So a lot of airplanes and a lot of jets and stuff, so you see them all the time. So people think the arguments have been dismissed by scientific community. There's no evidence to support that the chemtrails are different from different water-based contrails that are normally routinely left under certain atmospheric conditions. But people who say it think that the government is poisoning us and they're doing it as population control, and that the chemtrails release like cancerous chemicals. That's what's causing cancer and pushing up death rates people.
Wow.
And the idea being that there's chemicals floating in the air and they slowly drift down, and then some people breathe them, and then if you breathe enough, then it activates cancer or some kind of disease.
Do you think that you can activate the cancer just for cancer activate?
That's what I was thinking.
Do you think that these conspiracy theorists believe that just by looking at it you could get cancer?
It soaks in just the thought of this. It's like the bye-bye man.
That's what I believe
about it. It activates the cancer.
Oh, guys, I just lost the game.
Oh, God dang it. I was doing so well. I hadn't thought about that shit in months. Damn it, Jake.
Sorry, all of you.
We've all lost the game now. So basically, it seems like the people who are really big on it think that the government is out to... There's people who are anti-government and afraid the government's always just out to get them and kill them. It's been going around since the end of World War II, kind of, since the 60s is when it really kind of started. Let me see if I find any fun little facts here. I don't know. It's just people. I've always joked about it, and I'll see them and be like, "Oh, look, the government's poisoning us." But I just thought it's like they have much more efficient ways to poison people. Just put shit in the water. Come on, or poison food. Why would you put it in the air and let it drift?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like, and it's out in plain sight. So they've tested it, and scientists blow it off and think it's stupid. So chemtrails are activating cancer. That's the theory there. If you want to look at it again, this is more. We don't want to spend too much time. I want to kind of breeze through some of these, but yeah, that's that theory. I've always kind of thought was funny. The next one, the idea of dragons being real. Now this one's not so much.
That's true.
It's true.
Have you seen Game of Thrones?
You're right. They actually get dragons.
Next.
They train those dragons a lot. You hear about that? It's so much money to train dragons.
Well, that's why the budget's so high.
The dragon keepers, dude?
Yeah.
That's what
you got to go and sit through the 2 movies before you can even start,
What?
Wait, what?
The How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh! I was like, Game of Thrones is a TV show, yeah.
I really hope that somebody got that.
Well, it's funny because on my page it talks about Game of Thrones and How to Train Your Dragon. This is a theory that it's not really a conspiracy theory so much, I guess, but it's the idea that dragons were real because so many different cultures that are isolated by time and obviously by space have all depicted dragons in their own respective cultures independently of each other, which leads you to believe if people in China depicted dragons the way they did it, and people in Europe depicted dragons, and you have South Americans depicting dragons, and Africans, and all these different places all independently making this creature, is it real?
What do you think?
I think dragons were some kind of animal that flew, some kind of flying lizard from a long time ago.
Like a dinosaur?
Have been extinct. Maybe a dinosaur that somehow managed to live or evolve differently, and now people are... I don't think it was... I got little fancy pictures of probably what dragons really did look like. They're like flying birds with feathers. So they're birds.
Dinosaur.
Yeah, it's a dinosaur.
That's a dinosaur.
That's a gross-looking dragon.
They think
I don't like dragons
That's
anymore.
not a dragon.
They think that's what people those somehow...
Did it breathe fire?
No, it didn't breathe fire, but that's just a fun thing.
That's just a fun.
So dragons are real. That's not. You're right. It's not a conspiracy theory. They're real. Man, I'm burning through these a lot faster than I thought. You guys aren't saying much.
That's all right. You don't have a lot of time left. So.
Give me a kickback. Avril Lavigne is dead.
Right. Dan, did you just research facts? No.
I think you misunderstood the episode.
There's actually a very big following for this one. Avril Lavigne died in 2003 and was replaced by a lookalike named Melissa. And around then is when her music did kind of take a turn. You know, she's a Canadian rock artist, very indie, very kind of punk, and then all of a sudden she turned straight to pop and left all her punk roots behind. And so I don't know why they would have done that. Oh, look, there's Paul McCartney. Also, have you guys heard? Now, here's one I just thought of. Lindsay Lohan had a twin that died. You guys heard that one?
No.
So during the filming of...
Oh my gosh, because of Parent Trap?
Yeah. So people legitimately think that because of Parent Trap that there were two Lohans and...
Oh my god, did they think one was British?
They had cast... Oh, now I'm remembering. They had cast the twins, the Lohans, and one of them died in a horrific car accident, and Disney, being the evil company they are, we're like, well, we can't recast, and we don't want the world to know that the girl's dead, so we're going to just use Lindsay as both and make her sound different, because we're going to cover up the fact and we're going to pay a bunch of money to get this girl's funeral put away and taken care of, and so...
Wow.
Yeah. And then...
How's she doing nowadays?
Lindsay Lohan?
She's dead.
She's still crazy.
Well, no, her twin's dead.
Well, Beyonce's part of the Illuminati. Beyonce and Jay-Z are part of the Illuminati. Heard that one?
I've heard that.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
And they're clones used to brainwash society through their music and their following, which is why I don't like her, because I know she's a clone.
They're big. Jay-Z especially is like one of the biggest proponent, like the biggest faces of the Illuminati.
Oh, here's a fun one.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift. Theorists believe that Swift is in fact the clone of a former satanic priestess. Seems reasonable. That's what the thing says. The theory, which dates back to 2011, claims Swift is an Illuminati clone of Zena LaVey? LaVey? I don't know how to say that. Zeenalavey.
Right.
Okay. The daughter of the founder of the Church of Satan. Essentially, the two look similar. I don't know. Let me see what you guys think. You guys can Google it yourself at home, but I don't know. Do you think they look similar?
No. Not even
Clone,
a little bit.
though. Right? It's clones look different than you, right?
No, clones...
These are clones. They look different. They're like your children.
No, clones are specifically supposed to be identical. That is what a clone is.
Oh, I misunderstood the meaning of clone. I feel stupid. And my last one, because I am a sports fan, so Jake, you'll appreciate this. Deflategate. Tom Brady.
It's not real.
Balls. Oh, so you're a Boston guy. Fuck you, okay?
It's stupid.
Because you know who they cheated against? The Colts.
You know what it's
My
like?
team.
You know what it's like, Dan? I mean, not to say that I condone the use of steroids at all, but if one of us were to take steroids and then go play professional baseball, we would never be able to touch the fucking baseball, let alone hit it over the fence. Steroids did not make people hit home runs. They just made people hit more home runs. So I'm saying, even if the footballs were a lower pressure than normal, that doesn't mean, like, the Patriots still
suck.
Okay.
My opinions on the Patriots are objectively a very talented team, but
Did you watch the last Super Bowl? Because I would argue against that.
They're also monsters, and I hate them all, including Tom Brady.
It's just like, you know those people that are just always winning, and you're like, why?
Yeah, and I love being their fan.
I'm sure you do. And now we're okay. Well, those are all my conspiracy theories. I just wanted to kind of touch on some. And
great.
So
perfect. And
Tom Brady's an alien.
Too.
That's what I'm saying to you.
An alien?
Yeah. Tom Brady is an alien.
He's
so old and he's still playing football. Retire, Tom. I know you're listening, you son of a bitch. Retire.
Well, Jake?
Okay, yeah, I'll go. Mine will not take as long.
Oh, okay.
I brought one serious one and then a bunch of goofy ones.
Okay.
So...
Perfect.
Okay, so my first conspiracy theory is regarding the idea of water fluoridation.
Turning the frogs gay.
You're probably, you may be wondering, what is water fluoridation? Well, let me give you a little background knowledge. Water fluoridation...
To flow.
Water to fluoridate.
Did you not have Parks and Rec?
I'd seen it, but I don't remember that.
Okay.
I've only seen it
They were
once.
trying to put fluoride in the water and
To turn the frogs gay, right? Isn't that where that comes from?
Well, they were trying to put fluoride in the water in the show, and they were trying to sell it and market it. And so Tom comes up with this product name for it, H2 Flow, and tries to make it sound all fancy so everyone wants it.
That's pretty good. That's creative. Okay, so water fluoridation, for those of you that don't know, which was me before I found this conspiracy theory, is the controlled addition of fluoride to a public water supply to reduce tooth decay. So fluoride, fluoridated water contains fluoride at a level that is effective for preventing cavities. This can occur naturally or by adding fluoride. So there are some water sources that have a healthy amount of fluoride. There's some water sources that have too much fluoride, so they have to reduce it. But basically, fluoridated water operates on tooth surfaces in the mouth. It creates low levels of fluoride in saliva, which reduces the rate at which tooth enamel demineralizes and increases the rate at which remineralizes. Increases the rate at which it remineralizes. Basically, it keeps you from getting cavities. So, like, some toothpastes have, like, boosted fluoride to, like, help you with your enamel or whatever. So here's the conspiracy. The conspiracy is that the government is putting fluoride in our water supply in order to negatively affect huge populations for their own financial gain. In the 1950s and 60s, this was like when the idea first came out. There were people that thought that this was like communist. Like this is the way of communists to like control the human population and like or control the American population in order to take over the government. But basically, fluoride to these theorists is actually a strong tranquilizer in disguise. The U.S. wants their citizens to be zombies. That Kellogg's, Nestle, Crest, and other food companies.
Nestle.
Oh shit. I'm going to start that over. That Kellogg's, Nestle, Crest, and other food companies known as the Fluoride Mafia are all in on it. And the fluoride dumping is secretly wrapped up in the Illuminati interests. So basically, the conspiracy theory, which, give me one moment. So fluoridealert.org was an organization that was like big into preventing fluoride from being poured into the public water sources. They made a huge profit from this conspiracy theory, like people donating to get fluoride out of the water. But
wait, you say it was the companies that were saying it to get money to...
Right.
What the fuck?
Right. So there's... What?
Real quick, though, interjecting, the turning the frogs gay thing, that's from Alex Jones. That's
yeah, I knew. Oh, I knew that.
I didn't remember where it came from, but anyway, I just wanted to...
Which, that's also not a conspiracy theory, so...
Well, Alex Jones is insane, but yes,
so early conspiracy theorists declared that it was a communist plot to weaken American public health.
Dun, dun.
For an economic standpoint, public money is being used on something without definitive proof of benefits. So there's like this, so people are just like freaking out. Huh. Here is a poster that the conspiracy theorists would like post on social media and before social media, like post and picket. There are a number of facts on it. It says, fact, as little as 1/10 of an ounce of sodium fluoride can kill a 100-pound adult. As little as 1/100th of an ounce can kill a 10-pound infant. Ever wonder why it tells you to contact a poison control center if ingested on the side of a tube of toothpaste? Fact. Studies have shown it can cause neurological damage and bone cancer, which at safe levels it cannot. But fact. Both Hitler and Stalin use it to sterilize inmates and make them docile. Do you know that?
I didn't know that.
Fact. It is a toxic waste byproduct of the aluminum and tin industries.
All you're going to say was the Illuminati's waste, like they pooped out fluoride. That's what I was hoping. That's a conspiracy theory I can get behind.
So I think the biggest support for this conspiracy theory is the idea that Hitler used fluoride first. And so Hitler used toxic doses of fluoride in concentration camps. And so people think that the fact that we're using fluoride in our water, which has been agreed by health experts and doctors and dentists, that the level of fluoride that they put in public water is safe. Like that's it's been agreed upon in the States.
No, they just want to turn the frogs gay so the frogs stop populating so we get rid of frogs. So this is all about. This is a shout out to my brother because he's always making that joke. Turning the frogs gay. He makes that joke all the time. It was one time, I forgot, when I was living at home and we were talking about conspiracy theories, and my brother randomly from nowhere shouts from his bedroom, "They put fluoride in the water to turn frogs gay," out of nowhere. It was just the funniest thing ever. And it's true. That's why it's not a theory. It's fact.
So here's another. That was my serious conspiracy theory.
Wow, that was your serious one.
Yeah. Where is it?
Can only imagine where we're going to go from here, folks.
Okay, so another conspiracy theory I found is that April is the government's blood sacrifice season. On account of April Fool's Day, you probably think of April as being the funniest and least annoying month. Well, don't believe that bullshit for another goddamn second. It turns out that the latter half of the month is the calendar equivalent of the temple scene from Temple of Doom. That's the view of...
where he rips the heart out of the deer, they dip you in lava?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So that is the view of a particularly passionate group of conspiracy theorists who believe that the unusual number of tragedies that have historically happened in April,
like my birth,
for example, the Boston and Oklahoma bombings, the Waco siege, all occurred as a part of an occult ritual dedicated to the demon god Baal, a vicious deity of...
I'm sorry, what was his name?
Baal.
Baal?
Spelled B-A-A-L. Baal.
Baal.
So basically...
It's a bad name. You should get a new name.
So... Yeah.
A ball.
That's it. People believe that April is the government.
Me and my dad were born in April, so what are you saying about me and my father?
I'm not saying anything. It's the
what are you saying,
conspiracy
Jake?
theorists that are saying things.
Are you saying my birth was bad? Are you saying I'm a blood sacrifice baby?
Yeah.
All right, well, I didn't want to say it.
Well,
but
okay.
I don't know if Jake's saying
and my roommate Ariana is also born in April. You going to say something about her, too?
I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Whatever, guys.
Okay, so my next one is I don't know why I started with that. Australia doesn't actually exist.
That's true.
So this is
I've
the
never
idea,
been there, so that's not real.
This is the idea that most people have not been to Australia, right? Mm-hmm. So they don't have any proof that it exists. And so
we did a study, and we found that most people have never been to Australia.
Most humans on Earth have never been to Australia.
So we concluded.
So the idea behind this theory is... So England, I mean, it's a known fact that Australia, the country and continent, was used as a place to send criminals and prisoners, like that in the 1800s.
Jail Island.
That was a fact. That is a fact. But what people are saying is that Australia, it's kind of like Urinetown, where it was just the name of a place where they actually just killed people.
Australia is Urinetown. That's
Australia. The idea was that Australia was just the name that they said they were bringing to these. They were bringing these prisoners where really they were just killing them. They were just killing them off. And so now, like every flight attendant, pilot, anybody that works in aviation is is all a part of the bit. So, like, when they're flying over Australia, they say, all right, and you can't see it, but we're flying over Australia right now, or something, like, just so that people believe it. But Australia, like, the place that people go is really just a part of, it's like an island off the coast of South America. So that's what people...
So are you saying that Hugh Jackman has lied to the whole world?
I'm not...
And Russell Crowe?
I'm not... Russell Crowe's Australian?
Pretty sure Russell Crowe's Australian.
No.
Let me Google it.
I think
he's positive.
No, I think he's British.
Russell Crowe? Dude, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think he's Australian.
Go down with like the Hemsworths.
Maybe he's not.
Hemsworths are Australian.
No, yeah. Okay, sorry. He's from New Zealand.
Oh.
But he lives in Australia.
No, it's New Zealand.
They're basically the same.
They're not.
They're right next to each other.
Not.
But he lives in he has right here. Wait.
France,
although a New Zealand citizen, he has lived most of his life in Australia.
France and Germany are right next to each other. Would you say that they're basically the same?
Their accents aren't the same, so no. Okay. New Zealanders and Australians have a very similar accent, and that's a fact.
That's a fact.
But no, he said he spent most of his life in Australia, so he might as well be in Australia.
Well, I didn't know that. I thought he was British.
No.
Interesting.
Well, either way, he's not British.
Well, actually I have two more. One that I have is the Olsen twins are actually just one person.
I know that's true.
And the only fact I was able to find about that, like the only
Full
evidence,
House.
was that they just move so fast that they look like two people. It was at the very bottom of the list of conspiracy
watch Full
theories.
House. Clearly, there's only one little girl in Full House, so there's only one of them.
Yeah.
You don't need two child actors.
And then my last one is flat earthers. You ever heard? You know it? You know
everyone.
flat
Yeah,
earthers?
I think Shane Dawson talked about that one all the time.
So mine actually has less to do with the conspiracy theory, but more to do with someone who believed in the conspiracy theory. So there was like this big movement that was happening like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, in the National Basketball League, the NBA, that was led by one of the most prolific players in the game, Kyrie Irving, who said in a press conference that he believed that the Earth was flat. And this is like a smart guy. Like, he's very articulate. He's like, you can just tell that he's an educated man. And he was like, yeah, the Earth is flat. And everyone was like, are you kidding me? And then you have like Draymond Green and like all these other players are like,
B.O.B. too, the rapper said
they're like, yep, the Earth is flat. Like, it was just this epidemic of people are like, are basketball players really this stupid that they think the Earth is flat? Like, they were all just like in on it. And so there was just like this fundamental belief and like acceptance that a lot of basketball players were flat earthers. And for those of you that don't know, the flat earthers are people that believe that the Earth is flat. They don't believe in the idea that the Earth is a sphere. They think it's just one flat plane. There's not a whole lot of science that backs it up.
The moon is fake too, I think.
But basically, there was a press conference that was held, or there was some interview that Kyrie Irving was in like 2 years ago, or no, not 2 years ago, like 2 months ago, and he comes out saying like, "Yeah, I had no idea how big it would be. I was just goofing around."
Oh, he was just fucking around.
Yeah. So he's just
That's
like, I just want to apologize to everybody because like I didn't think it'd be a big deal. And
That's hilarious.
I have proof the Earth is flat. Have you guys seen Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End? They literally sail off the end of the world. So how could that be a story if it's not true?
That was all like,
That's a good point.
yeah, that was all.
And that was real. That was all.
That was location.
Yeah, that was all.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I forgot that they went. They had a big budget to be able to like go all the way to the end of
Yeah,
the
well, they
world.
had to wreck that ship. All those crew members died. They don't talk about that. They were like, sorry, guys, this is for the art.
You know, okay.
We should have talked about that conspiracy theory.
I know. But next time.
I did want to talk
Conspiracy theories
The
part two.
cover-up of the deaths of all those crew members.
Crew members of the Pirates Caribbean.
That's it. That's it for conspiracy theories for me.
All right.
Yeah, Bradley, the main event.
Wait, are you saying New Zealand's not real either then?
No, New Zealand's real.
Oh, but just not Australia.
Right.
Okay, so Russell Crowe just doesn't actually. He's lived in New Zealand forever.
Well, he's lived in South America.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Got it. Damn it. That makes a. So next time we play Risk, we just cover up Australia.
I guess so.
All right.
All right. So I only have one. So actually, I have multiple, basically, but all surrounding
This is the big one.
the
folks.
DIA, Denver International Airport.
Whoop, whoop. Shout out. Only an hour and a half away. My dad and mom both work there.
Wow.
Oh,
Well, my mom technically doesn't
Wow.
work there, but she works for United, who's based out of there. Not
Yeah.
based, but they have anyway.
So there's a few. I'm gonna go ahead and start with like the biggest one, or at least the biggest one that most people are talking about that I could find, which is the underground bunker and underground tunnels that are believed to be underneath DIA. So it is believed that there is a secret bunker hidden beneath the airport's baggage transport tunnels, designed to house billionaires and global political elite in the event of an apocalypse. And it is also believed that solid proof and evidence of aliens is stored down there.
What?
And
I never heard that one. That's
and that lizard people live in there currently.
What?
I've seen them.
I've always smelled.
Yeah.
So I've been walking by. It smells like lizard people here.
I have smelled lizard urine.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Lizard pee. I knew it. Every time I go to DA, I'm like,
What is that?
something reptile-y.
Reptile.
There's something reptilian about this building.
So the bunker is thought to serve as a safe zone for the rich and powerful in the event of an apocalypse. It's thought to be a part of the COG, or the Continuity of Government Plan. Ooh. Since DIA is close to the center of the country, and so, quote unquote, all flights to Denver are equal, and the rich and powerful arrive and are transported underneath the Rocky Mountains where they are safe.
So DIA is just like a doorway to.
Exactly, it's kind of like
bunker in the mountains?
a meeting hub. Yeah. Some people believe that the bunker itself is down there, and some people believe that
it's just like a
it's
door.
under the Rocky Mountains, and there's a transport tunnel from the DIA to the Rocky Mountains
That's kind of
And
fun.
what's it for?
For the rich and the elite.
to keep them safe while the apocalypse is happening, and we're all
It's like a
dying out
nuclear
here.
attack, and they would go
Yeah.
there and then zoom off into the.
Do you think
Yeah.
we would get called in for it?
I think
Probably.
so. I mean,
quick
we're.
sidebar. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be like, we need entertainment for the apocalypse,
Yeah,
so they
exactly.
call us.
Right.
For sure. They wouldn't call like Brad Pitt or.
And they know we're low budget, so they don't have to like.
We do it for
Yes.
free. Just all we need is a room. That's all we ask.
And food.
And food. And a plus one. Now, who would you bring? That's a question. That's a conspiracy theory. Let's just not touch that. Let's not get ourselves in trouble here. Let's just jump over that one.
All right. So they're continuing, I guess, off of that train of thought. So Dr. Leonard Horowitz, who is, as he puts it, a Harvard-trained public health expert and media persuasion analyst.
Did he give himself that title?
Yes.
So that means it's not real. Okay. Got it. Good to know.
Has a quote in reference to the third day of DIA's opening. The trams, like, in the airport, like, stopped working. And so they had to, like, usher people through tunnels instead of taking the trams. And the quote that he has is, "Passengers were directed through tunnels containing some of the finest gold leaf mosaic artistry I have ever seen. Artwork that makes Tanguma's beautiful murals pale by comparison. Thereafter, when the trams began operating, those alternate passageways were closed. Why do you believe airport financiers would spend vast fortunes commissioning art that travelers would never more see?"
That's kind of interesting.
So it's believed that those tunnels are like fancy art for the rich and powerful to look at.
Is this guy the only one to claim that? Is he?
He's the only one I found that. Well, he's not the only one to claim that the bunker is down there for the rich and powerful. But he just says that he has seen.
If this had happened in today's culture, he could have snapped a pic on his phone and it would have killed him.
I wonder if they have a no phone policy down there.
I don't know.
Well, you can't go down
I'll get
there.
more into that.
Ooh.
You can't go down there.
Well, not exactly that. But and going back to the alien and lizards.
Lizards.
So contractors who originally worked on the airport, which, by the way, went over budget and opened 16 months behind schedule.
It did. It went way over budget.
DIA did?
Oh, yeah. Crazy over.
Reportedly, these contractors saw evidence of bunker entrances and unexplained tunnels. A multi-million-dollar automated baggage system failed to work as designed, fueling doubts about the intent and scale of the construction.
Yeah, that is real.
And in the tunnels, an alien drawing has appeared on the walls, and blurry footage of lizard people has appeared on conspiracy websites.
What?
Now, speaking to that...
Okay. No, go for it.
Okay, speaking to that... Airport workers have been known to don lizard masks as pranks while the media are on tours.
I know what my dad should be for Halloween. I'm going to call my dad this way. Be a lizard!
Including one caught on camera by Fox 31 in a video that has since been circulated as evidence of their existence. Also, it has been found that the alien drawing down there was drawn by a worker in the tunnels.
That's what I was going to say.
And honestly, like the whole, like all of Denver International Airport's like publicity and everything, like all the people who run it, they like totally lean hard into these conspiracy theories and like.
Oh, they all get a kick out of it.
Yeah, they
all
get
think it's funny.
Yeah, there was like when they were doing like renovations or construction or something, they had signs posted up everywhere saying like. What do you think we're doing with our renovations? And they had options, and one of them was renovating the lizard people's bunker.
Giving the lizard people a home makeover.
Yeah, and they had like a sign that was like, working to make the airport better, and there was like a picture of a hard hat with the Illuminati symbol on it.
Treating spaces lizard.
Yeah, so they totally fool around with that.
Yeah, no, that's interesting because my mom's been going into the airport since it opened in 96, right? I mean, it opened 94, 95, I don't know. Something like that.
94.
94?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and there's literally been conspiracy. It did go over budget, and it did have this big-ass, like, baggage sorting system some German company made, and it was a fucking just... It didn't win. It never worked.
So did they get
apparently
rid of it
some people's
or?
luggage got shredded?
Yeah, no. So what happened, from what I understand...
I didn't look too much into that.
Is that when they built it, they had this company come in from Germany that was supposed to specialize in, like, sorting and packages and boxes or whatever, and they built this gigantic bunker-esque thing under there to send your bag, and supposedly we're just going to, like, take your bag right to do all this shit for them. So that's probably what it really is. There's tunnels and shit down there because it's a big-ass building, but there's no lizard people. Or maybe there are. Maybe my dad's a lizard person, and I'm a lizard person.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
He was born in April.
This is all making sense now.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Do something lizardy.
You know, he does
make
look a little
lizard
green
sound.
today.
Make a lizard sound.
What do lizards do?
I don't know. You're the lizard.
That's my lizard impression.
Wow.
Do you want a picture of that so we can save that forever? That's a...
No. I don't think anyone should see that. Yeah, I will carry the burden of having that stored in my memory forever, so that you don't have.
You're missing out, folks. Hey, Elise, if you're listening, can you draw me as a lizard person? Whenever you get time. I know you have so much free time.
Well, in that
shout out though to Elise actually on the podcast for all her great artwork.
Oh yeah. Do we ever?
I don't even remember physically.
I mean, we did on our social media.
But now we're saying, shout out to our friend Elise. She's over in Italy studying her craft. She's an artiste, and she's excellent, and she draws us all the time. So just quick shout out. Yeah. So draw us as lizard people, please. Is this, like I said, with all the free time you have.
Or as me as a tube of toothpaste.
Okay, Jake is toothpaste. I'm a lizard person. Now he's got to figure out who. Make Bradley the scary horse. Do you have anything about the horse?
I do. I'm getting to that. I have so much.
Sorry. This is the main conspiracy we wanted to talk about today, so.
Yeah, and there's I know. Okay. There's like more evidence that there's like something down there.
There's gargoyles all over the place. You see those? The paintings.
Yeah, well, I don't get as much into the paintings because the paintings are like a whole thing.
New World Order.
The New World Order.
Weird.
Yeah.
I remember seeing them as a kid and thinking like, this is a really odd painting. They're very weird paintings, and they just never. And like, that's the one thing about DIA that I think is hilarious is like the whole world knows about those creepy ass paintings, and they've never done shit with it. Like, we're just gonna keep them up.
Yeah,
I'm sure they.
I mean, there's a lot of explanation for it that I found online. Like the one that has like the Nazi general or whatever with the sword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that one's like apparently like the first part in a 2-part series of paintings.
There's two of them.
There's two of them, and the other one's in the airport too. And that's like
across the
after. That's like the part 2, which is like the piece. And they've so there's like the dead soldier is there.
Okay, but being a Coloradan. Mm-hmm. People from Colorado are fucking obsessed with Colorado, and all they talk about is how great Colorado is, and I love Colorado, and I love Colorado too, but they're obsessed with it. So why don't we just put like a painting of mountains or skiers or something?
I feel like they also have that.
Where though? Like being serious, I can't think of anywhere in DIA that has. I'm sure there is, but at least not as open and visible in your face as those paintings.
Yeah,
because you basically have to walk by at least one of them to get anywhere in the airport because
I never saw them until I was in high school.
Really?
Really?
I've been looking at those fucking things since I was a kid. They're scary.
So what else is there, Bradley?
Some people have speculated that the tunnels contain command terminals, or even a FEMA concentration camp.
Oh, interesting. Do you think there's any bombs down there, like nuclear bombs that could come out, like a silo?
I didn't find anything about that.
Interesting.
A funny thing though is the reporter who wrote the article that I was looking at contacted Curtis Fentress, who is the CEO of the company responsible for the design and construction of DIA, and asked him about the secret tunnels under DIA, and his response was, well, I can't really speak to it. I'm sworn to secrecy.
Well, I mean, to be fair, though, especially airports now with security, you can't talk.
Well, yeah, there was like a whole thing. I thought I had it on here, but I guess I don't. There was like a whole thing about how, like, no matter what, like, you can't, like, I think it was Montgomery, or this other guy who runs kind of the media relations, was talking about it and said that, like, no matter what, there's going to be areas I can't show you when I'm giving you a tour of underneath, because, like, there's certain places that are owned by other companies.
Airlines really rent
out spaces, and you can't go down there.
Well, like, for example, United
here it is.
a huge one. You can't go there.
So here's the quote from media relations chief Heath Montgomery. Even when we take reporters or TV crews into the secured parts of the building, you just can't take people everywhere. It's either not safe or there's a security reason. So no matter what, there's always something you can't show somebody, and that doesn't help the case. The airlines lease space from us, so they have a lot of different office spaces, workspaces down in the tunnels. That is their space, not ours. They pay for it. And
they rent. Like, these companies use, I know Southwest, I think Denver's a hub for them, so they have, like, executive people working. United, I know for sure, is a hub. United, honestly, rents out, like, half the airport. Like, if United were to pull out from, because they almost did a couple years ago, and leave DIA would almost, like, half of it would shut down. Oh, my God. Because United fills half of all their space. So, yeah, that's their space.
Yeah. But there is a lot of stuff about the...
Getting riled up. Like Brad, when he talked about the GIF and shit. I'm trying to do my best Brad impression.
You nailed it.
Thanks. Yeah. I'm waiting for my Tony. My Olivier Award. It's Olivier. I'm just making a joke. Anyway, because dramaturgy.
Yeah. Anyway,
insider jokes.
I think those are just
so there was a lot of things about the art in there as well. Like we talked about the like Nazi soldier with the sword swinging it down on the people, and everyone like thinks that that's like a prophecy for the apocalypse, and that the New World Order drew it up or whatever, or like had it made because they have this idea, and there's this idea that the New World Order runs the DIA, and there's like all these symbols everywhere. That's actually just like the Navajo language. So it's like not actually
the Navajo.
Thank you.
Wow. It's like I've never heard of that.
Why would they pick DIA though? Let's just be real here. Why wouldn't they pick like a airport? If they were trying to control the world.
But anyway, the gargoyles. Everyone has like a big thing about the gargoyles too. Is like it's supposed to like be some sinister thing.
Gargoyles are good things. They fight.
But yeah, like the artist spoke about it and was like. Because apparently, like before it opened, they got a bunch of artists and people together to like come up with things to like put in the airport. Yeah. So he was there, and his idea was that like the baggage claim. I don't remember his reasoning, so this is gonna sound weird, but the baggage claim area was kind of like a church, and I don't remember why. Wow. And so he like thought of this idea of the gargoyles to like kind of protect the baggage claim area, because that's what gargoyles are for.
They fight
like
demons
protect.
and stuff. Have you not seen the show, guys? The Disney Channel show from the 90s, Gargoyles?
Also, the reason why Denver was like chosen for this is because like it's the next safest place, or like Denver, I believe, is the like if DC gets destroyed, Denver's the next place for the president.
Yeah.
Because it's inland enough and it's far away from...
and that's...
I always thought it was because of NORAD and Cheyenne Mountain, which they, that's quote-unquote, moved.
There's also an idea that there's a really long tunnel underneath the
all the way to freaking NORAD?
To NORAD.
To Cheyenne Mountain, freaking 2.5 hours away.
I actually have a thing about that, too.
Well, I guess if you had a straight tunnel, you could get there pretty quick.
Yeah.
How did they dig the tunnel?
Yeah, it would be like an engineering feat.
Just get a fucking big drill.
It would literally be the longest tunnel in the world.
Yeah.
In order to get there.
Dude, it would be so far.
It's called the freaking...
Is this what Elon Musk is doing?
Yeah.
Is this what the Hyperloop really is?
Yeah.
Oh, Elon. Elon? How do you say his name really?
Elon.
Elon, yeah.
Elon, because someone said Elon once, and I was like, I don't think that's it.
Yeah, and then Blucifer, of course. We're on to Blucifer.
Love
Blucifer was
Blucifer.
a big thing.
What is Blucifer, for those that have never seen
Yeah,
DIA
for those not from
before?
Colorado who haven't seen the BuzzFeed article on DIA.
Blucifer is a giant blue horse statue with glowing red eyes that you can see on your way into DIA.
Yes.
As you're driving in.
Yes, you can.
It was designed and partially constructed by the artist Luis Jimenez.
RIP.
I'm getting there. It's a 32-foot sculpture, and it looks very menacing.
It's only 32 feet? That fucker looks so big.
32
Jeez,
feet. 32 feet is pretty big.
I don't know. It looks bigger in my head. I imagine like 1,000 feet tall. It's like the size of the Empire State Building.
Gosh, jeez.
Massive fucking blue horse with these giant red beacon eyes.
The sculpture, or a piece of the sculpture, actually fell on the artist Jimenez during its construction and severed an artery in his leg, leading to his death.
Oh, I just thought he got squished by it.
Wow, that's a
bled out?
brutal way to die.
I know.
See, I thought the whole... Because all I ever heard was it fell on him. So I just pictured that big-ass horse just tipping over. And
it wasn't the whole horse. It was a portion of it. Yeah, it was a portion
like
of
stepping on a ketchup packet.
It was finished. It was finished by his estate and unveiled on February 11th.
I think his son finished it, right? Or maybe not his estate. 2008? That's how long it's been?
February 11th, 2008.
10 years now with that.
Is it made for, like, is this supposed to be like a Denver Bronco?
I think so. I think
I'm not sure. I didn't see anything about that, but
I think the general
it makes sense.
idea is that
why else would they make a blue horse?
So we're like in the plains, so we're horse in the blue. It's got to be the Broncos. I can't. Why?
There was something about I don't remember.
But then again, they put those creepy Nazi paintings in the why
for the Denver Broncos. Duh.
No, you're right.
And one theory is that Blucifer is a horse for one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Which one would he be?
I don't know.
Because there's like different ones. There's like
they didn't Jared. Yeah.
Well, there's like
pestilence.
There's
death. I think
fire,
is one of them.
and Jared. Jared.
Right.
You're right. How did I forget? Fuck me.
Yeah.
Man, I feel stupid. I'm embarrassed.
You look stupid, but
Thanks.
we don't judge you for it.
I gotta go somewhere and not get judged.
And I mean,
Wow.
So there's a plaque at the front of it. Here's like just a quick last one.
The horse?
One. No, on the front of the near the entrance to the airport. There's a plaque that basically has, it contains a time capsule inside of it. It's supposed to be open in 2094, 100 years after its opening.
Oh, jeez.
That
see it? I'll be 102.
supposedly contains blueprints and original plans for the airport. So they were saying that like we'd get a lot of answers for like what it looks like down there in 2094.
Imagine they open this fucking thing up and it's all real. It's just like legit, it's all right there waiting for people.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah, it's like the
You were
truth.
right the whole time. Maybe that's when they're going to take over the world finally.
Yeah, but it also says on there the New World Airport Commission. And does have a symbol of the Freemasons on it.
The little G. With the,
I don't remember what it
I think the
is.
Freemasons is like a triangle with like a G.
Tools, isn't it?
I don't remember now.
It's like there's like I can't remember what tools they are, but it's like it's like a hammer and a something like that.
Hammer and a sickle.
I think it's what it is actually.
No, that's Russia.
No, it's a. Oh.
Yeah, so it's a okay.
okay.
So we're both right. It's tools in the shape of a triangle.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's
not
more
a
in the
hammer.
shape of a diamond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, it has the
Jacob,
Freemason
a
symbol
kite.
on it, and the reasoning behind that is the Freemasons were involved with the opening of the airport and actually did make the plaque.
My professor's
itself.
a Freemason.
But that's not like out of the ordinary for them to do that. Like they do things like that.
There's Freemason
like
crap
for,
everywhere. You ever
like
see
civic
bumper
things
stickers
all the
like that?
time. Yeah. And the thing that says the New World Airport Commission is actually really more supposed to mean like the new World Airport Commission, not the New World Airport Commission.
Someone like me forgot a comma. See,
Yeah.
and that's some dumbass like me write the plaque. He's like, it's just a stream of consciousness. I'm just gonna write everything I'm thinking and no punctuation or grammar.
Yeah. So
Did you find anything?
probably not actually run by the New World Order.
Yeah, probably not.
Disappointing.
But,
Do you find anything about if you take a bird's eye view of the
yeah. Of
Looks like a
the
swastika?
runways,
Yeah,
it looks
it-
like a swastika.
but it doesn't even- it doesn't even
look
look
like
like
a
it.
swastika.
someone like
And it's designed that way because it's like the most efficient way.
Yeah, people
for
are
them to
fucking
Well,
take
it's,
it off.
it's literally. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's size wise. It is one of, or if not the largest airport in the world.
Denver is has the
At least the
second
country.
Denver has the second largest international airport in the world.
Where's the first? It's like Shanghai.
I think it.
Hong Kong. It's not in America. We have the biggest American airport. I'm pretty sure.
I want to say O'Hare is up there too, though.
Oh,
In Chicago, O'Hare International.
I don't know. We have Google.
No, let's make our viewers Google it. Let us know.
We're not
Yeah, let us
cavemen.
know.
We have technology.
Fun fact about the construction of it, though. The tent design for the ceiling was not in the original
Atlanta's
plans,
bigger.
and actually saved them like so much money and also time because it was already like way past when it was supposed to be finished.
Yeah.
And they changed the design to the tent thing because it would be faster and cheaper and more
The tent is
efficient.
awful, by the way. It leaks and shit. It's terrible,
I'm
but it's so
sure.
hard to. It'd be so impossible to.
It would
rebuild.
cost so much money to just to construct a ceiling for that giant building.
Yeah, my mom says it leaks all the time, and they hate it. It's constantly a cause of issues for them.
Anyway, that's most of what I have. There is a lot more.
Okay.
Definitely feel free to check that out for yourself because there's so many conspiracy theories about DIA. It's very
So
interesting.
here we go. DIA is not the biggest airport as far as the amount of people that go through it, but size-wise, it is the biggest airport. It could comfortably fit Atlanta's airport, Chicago, and LA, and Dallas all could fit inside of DIA's
crap.
land.
Holy shit!
And those are all major hubs around the country. So
Yeah. Oh my-
size-wise, DIA is freaking huge.
It's a massive airport.
Passenger numbers, Atlanta gets more people going through that every day, but
well,
we have
that's
the
they
biggest.
probably get more international.
Yeah, and we also have the world's biggest water park. We have America's biggest water park.
No, wait,
That's what
Waterworld.
Waterworld says.
Yeah, it's
America's biggest, America's best. You can't lie.
America's biggest, America's best.
Water. Not a sponsor. Sorry, I just think bad.
It
No, you
always
do it.
feels pointless.
No, do
having
it.
someone
Do
else
it.
does
Do
you
it.
have
Say
to
it.
do
Say
it.
it. Please, I need to hear it.
Not a sponsor.
Unless you want to be.
Feels good.
It felt nice. It felt right. It felt comfortable.
All right. Well,
Like a nice chili.
shut up.
Yeah, we gotta start coming up with our own stuff. Eventually, our podcast is only going to be callbacks. There's going to be no substance.
There's going to be no originality.
We get to episode like 100 and it's just callbacks.
Yeah.
There you go. 100. We're coming, man. I'm telling you. We're going to hit there.
All right. Well, I think this has been fun. I've had a lot of conspiracy theories thrown out, a lot of interesting facts.
Well, basically what it comes down to is
And
Brad
not
just made
facts.
us look stupid because he actually did really thorough research. And we were just like,
Wow.
Google thing. Like search it alive. Like, oh God, the Wikipedia page. What facts for it to say?
You know how long it took me to find that stuff about the Olsen twins?
Probably literally 30 seconds.
Like the first 5 minutes of our recording.
No, I found that last night. But Bradley, thank you. Thank you for bringing all that.
I love
That
the
was great.
conspiracy theories. They're always a hoot and a half.
All right, well.
Thank you all for listening.
Follow us, share, and subscribe. Please let us know what you want to hear us talk about in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Buy a shirt if you feel so inclined, or buy a sticker if you want.
Yeah, we'd appreciate it. All right.
Okay. Well, how are we gonna toddle off, boys? How are we gonna
don't know.
Toddle?
Toddle. That's a word, right? Toddle off.
All right.
It felt right to say. I don't know.
Is that where toddler comes from? Is like
Toddle?
it's one who toddles?
Maybe.
Toddle. Verb.
Is it?
To walk in a wavering, unsteady manner.
I guess that's
so
where toddler.
technically, I'm correct. Fuck yeah.
Oh no, it's spelled wrong. Spelled wrong.
No,
Spelled with T's.
technically you're not correct. We're not walking.
Well, we're leaving. So you're walking away. You leave, and you walk. We're toddling off.
I'm sorry, does it say to leave in a wavering, unsteady manner? No,
All
technically
right. Okay.
you are wrong.
Wait, what did you say? Oh,
boy.
sorry, I couldn't hear you over the rustling wood.
Yeah.
Given the definition, it was an accurate use of the word.
Yeah, you're right. It was inaccurate.
I don't think it was a culturally accurate use of the word.
But technically, because we're going technical, it was right.
All right.
Okay. Well, rustling. What? No.